Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Scott, Skidz, Alford.
The skill level that you adapt to when you step into this level of being in a bike club, it's you can't closely relate it to anything else. It's
Speaking of, it's a different world now, right? There's cameras and things. There's a recent video that came out where a guy pulls a camera out and he's calling a pagan out to fight him.
I saw it. I watched some of it anyway.
Now, I want to know what's your opinion on that video?
You have to know the circumstances outside the video. I've walked away from many things in my life, and it's for the greater good. You know, he could have. I don't know what the situation was. I saw a very short piece of that video, and you know, he could have been there to protect someone. He could have been a security detail to somebody that was, 20 feet away from him, making their way to their vehicle. He could have been private security for an event where he was hired to do something. And honestly, you got to relate it to like those guys over in England that people curse at and dance around and try to get them to blink. You're not going to get that. Not from one of my guys. You know, if we're outside of a meeting, that's where I used to spend a lot of my time. Was outside of very important meetings where very important people were getting together for very important reasons, and it would be a great time for something bad to happen. And I was dialed in, man. You could get involved in anything you wanted to, and trust me, I've seen some wild things go on, and I have to ignore it because that's not my focus. I don't know what that brother was focused on, but he did not bite at the invite. And, the guy called him every name in the book. I mean, listen, if you haven't been called every name in the book by now, then you're probably not living in the right lane to be part of this lifestyle anyway.
So is he wrong for not reacting, or is he, the guy with the camera, wrong for pulling the camera out?
Well, I mean, first of all, he's pulling out a camera and then inviting a fight. I don't know anybody that does that isn't ready to sue somebody or have them prosecuted. I don't need to know. I don't need to catch anything on camera that I'm doing in my day-to-day, other than where did I put my keys at this point in my life. I can't understand, different strokes for different folks. I don't know that I wouldn't have reacted the same. Like I said, I don't know what that brother was assigned to. He might have been picking up his wife at her doctor's where she's pregnant. I don't know.
I have the backstory of what happened.
Yeah,
so apparently the pagan was owed this guy that pulled the camera out a lot of money for work that he did or something like that. He owed this guy a lot of money. He kept giving him opportunities to pay. There was a birthday party. They showed up at the bar, and this pagan showed up at the bar. The guy pulled the camera out. He was inviting to fight him. The guy was like, I got a messed up arm. He pulls the camera out, and he denies to fight him. He's like, come on, what's up? What's up? And then when he shuts the camera off, allegedly, they go over and they have a little fair fist fight. But apparently, the pagan's patch got pulled because they made him look bad on camera.
Then I would have to agree with the sergeant, who I don't know who it was, and I would never second guess somebody's handling of a situation in another area because we just don't do that. Everyone is its own entity.
Yeah.
But if that's if that happened, and that's how it went down, and he lost his patch over that, then absolutely the right thing happened. He's being attacked as a club member, whether it's verbally or physically. You need to react, and you need to defend this club at all costs.
So that's not the only time that has happened. There's another video I could show you right here.
Here I am. So put hands on me. Are we not in reach? My back's to you. Go ahead, get the first one in. I tell you what, I'll let you have the first one. Get the first one in.
and he doesn't react, but he calls him out on camera. What do you think about that situation?
I'm watching this on a 1-inch screen. Is there? What do I gotta do to make it? Can I make this a full screen? I don't want to hang up on you.
I don't know.
I would say
I could try. Let me see. Can you see him better now?
Here I am. So put hands on me.
I wouldn't.
Are we not in reach?
Huh?
I wouldn't. I couldn't make much of this. I mean, I don't. Again, I don't know the circumstances behind it.
I don't know the backstory for that one, but he pulls out a camera. I mean, I have two reactions. Pulling out a camera is just not right. You don't pull out a camera,
Yeah.
Try to embarrass some. I think he's trying to embarrass him, you know?
Yeah.
But you don't do that on camera.
It's such a. You watch people nowadays with these phones, man. I look at people in $10,000 seats at baseball games all the time, and every one of them is staring at the game through their phone. What is the point of spending all that money, man, to get to one of these games? And I'm going to watch what my game looks like on my cell phone. They'll stay home and watch the game on a cell phone if that's what you're going to do. I'll never understand it.
Right? Yeah,
I'll never understand it. And they're watching their kid. I'm watching guys today watching their kids play baseball through their cell phone, and I'm just. Are you afraid the quality isn't going to be good enough for little Ray's little league game? Like I don't understand it. It's a different age, man. Everybody wants to catch something on camera. Everybody wants to go viral. At this point, if this thing hadn't happened to me that put me on Main Street, I just want to be left alone. Is all I want. I hate every time the phone rings. I hate it. I got to hold the phone to my head. What do you want? Jesus Christ, stop calling me. I guess it's what happened. The Archie Bunker years are straight ahead of us. It's we don't put on these colors and head anywhere to go look for trouble. And it's such a cliche, look at these badasses. Not badasses, man. We're gonna wear our flags. We're gonna go where we're going. And I look how I look. I spent a great deal of time working out. People used to be, look at you, man, all jacked up on steroids, man. Yeah, you're a badass. What are you going to do? I don't even know your name, bro. Like, what are you coming at me for? If you don't agree with my lifestyle, change the channel. It's that easy. So many people are out there waiting for an opportunity to catch something on camera. And meanwhile, their lives are flying past them, man. Go live your life, brother, because I'll tell you what, and I bet you didn't know a pagan was going to quote the Prophet Muhammad today. But the Prophet Muhammad apparently said, tomorrow is guaranteed to no one. So live fully in the moment today. And man, I grasped that at a young age. And I dig that, and that's how I try to be. 3-4 hours of sleep at night. And as we get older, man, the clock's running out. We haven't found a formula yet for living forever. And until we do, I'm not going to relax. I'm going to go everywhere. And I know I was told I was one of the most photographed pagans in history because when these feds used to circle the block, everybody's covering their faces and putting on masks. And I don't do that. It's very rare you'll ever see me with a bandana over my face, and unless it's riding as a sergeant in the back of the pack and I'm not trying to get filthy. There's a great majority of American club members that want to get that patch. They want to own that jacket, and they just want to be able to put it on when they want to. The weekend warriors at the end of the day is all they are. They've always got somewhere else to be. And you'll see the clubs that have them in, and you'll wonder why. How does this clown, he's a stockbroker. He never wants to go to anything dangerous. He never rides. How does he remain here? And the answer behind that is when you ask, what did he pay for his colors? There's a fee. Every club has a different fee. Every area may have a different a number on that fee. But there's different rules for different fools. And if you watch closely, you'll see guys who can financially wiggle their way through a career by taking care of brothers that handle twice the amount of work that they might have been worth and helping them out and paying their way with the fees that they can't necessarily pay. You know, there's guys. I knew a pagan. I'm not going to say his name out of respect for him, but he rode the streets of South Philadelphia day in and day night, and there wasn't a moment that somebody wasn't calling me saying, "Hey, I saw your man again tonight," and nobody knew he was going through something, and he was homeless. So a great deal of his time was spent on his motorcycle, just rolling around. And man, I'll tell you, it made me feel good because he didn't quit, he didn't give up, he didn't just walk away and say I got to sell my bike so I can get a place to live. He said, "Man, if this is what I got to live on, then I'm going to live on this bike." And he took what he didn't have and turned it into something he did have. He was a great pagan. He went down with an injury a couple years ago, and he's not riding with the club anymore. He's got some health issues. But man, this dude, what better way to be? What better nomad, than wherever he lays his head is his home, and he didn't care wherever we're at. I don't care if we roll into East LA tomorrow. That's pagan country now. And any brother that tells you anything different, I'd like to see him be somewhere else immediately. There's an incredible amount of arrogance in being in this lifestyle. And a lot of people don't like that. And the moment that I hang up that arrogance and that cocky side of myself, I always tell people, let me know the minute that you don't see that in me, because that's the day that I'll quit riding a motorcycle and walk away altogether, because you lost the edge. You need that, man. It gives you the alertness. It's the same thing as riding at 100 miles an hour. I always get, soccer moms asking me, why do you guys got to ride like that? Why? Because I'm so in the zone. I'm making moves in traffic 20 ahead of what you're seeing. I'm 8 cars ahead of where you're seeing me at already. And when you're that zoned in, it's very unlikely something bad is going to happen to you. And that relates into everyday walking the streets, riding the streets, or controlling the streets of any city. I recommend the day you catch a guy who's calm and reserved and doesn't care anymore. I don't want him around me anymore. That's for sure.
Now, when you guys are riding in the pack, has there ever been situations that happen? Like, was there any crashes?